Welcome. Build Out here. Super excited about this video. And in this video, we're going to talk about the fourth P in the PMO, equaling people. I love this topic, right? This is one I put in my books. This is one I've talked all around the world with. This is such an important topic. The fourth P in the PMO equals people, right? And it's one that as I said, I put it in books, I put it in tweets, I put it in blogs, I put it in articles. I just love it. Despite the wealth of information we see on the internet, right? And LinkedIn and all the various articles and stuff out there, when we're talking about building a PMO or even running a PMO, what we never see anyone talk about people. In my first book in the PMO, I put a step-by-step guide. It was called The Tactical Guide for Building a PMO. Did very well. Did it back in 2012 or 2013, a little while ago. And what I did was I talked about people back then. I talked about the 4 P's in the PMO. Portfolio management, program management, project management, and the fourth P being people. I've ran several PMOs, right, in my career. And what I've done, I've always focused on the people being the number one priority. So let's do this. Let me spend a minute and introduce myself. My name is Build Out. If you've not watched any of my videos before, I have 30 plus years of hands-on experience in the PMO and project management space. Over the last 20 years, I've been running 10 PMOs across 4 different companies. I love this stuff. I'm extremely passionate about this stuff. I just love PMOs. I love project management. I love sharing. I love mentoring. I love coaching. I love just everything to do with this. I am in heaven with this space. Okay, but now let's do this. Let's dive into this critically important topic because I think it's often missed by PMO managers. So one of the things I've done by running PMOs is I've always had to have this people focus. I've had employees work for me, I've had vendors or contractors working for me, and I've ran different types of PMOs as well, right? So I've ran real supportive PMOs and directive PMOs and enterprise PMO. I've ran all sorts of PMOs, and in every scenario, there was always a people component. Right? And so that's why I put it in my books, right? Chapter 4 of my latest book covers PMO qualifications, which is around people. Chapter 6 covers staffing model around people. Chapter 7 covers training and education, a mentoring system and buddy systems around people. Chapter 15 handles and covers capability analysis. And that's in my latest book, The PMO Lifecycle, Building, Running, and Shutting Down. So I have constantly put in my books various components on how you as a PMO manager have to focus on your people of your PMO. Right? We don't see that too much. We don't see a lot of PMO leaders really focusing on their people. They say that, but I've given you some tactical details. So I really think it's really important when you think of the 4 P's of your PMO, you have to make sure people are an important part of that. So let's talk about some of the things you can do to focus on the people in your PMO. Well, first, people first, right? Whether there's a new process or a new procedure, you have to understand the impact on your people, right? They'll need to do something different in some cases. Do they work more hours? Do they have to create a new process and do a new process, follow a new process? Focus on people first when you're rolling out new processes with your PMO. Number 2, people gatherings, right? Most PMOs and project management managers are so busy managing the work of the PMO, you've got to step back and gather your team together. You got to gather your PMO individuals together and really work alongside them, have offsites, have fun, go to lunch, go to happy hour, go to dinner, whatever the case may be. But you have to have some people gatherings to pull people together. Okay, I'm just going to pause for a sec because what I want to do is ask you a quick question. What do you do in your PMO for your people? Do you train them? Do you have mentoring systems? Do you have buddy systems? What do you specifically do for the people in your PMO? For example, I put a PMO Buddy Mentoring program. I've done that since 2012, and every PMO always has a mentoring and buddy system. I wrote the details in both of my PMO books, right? People need support. People do not want to keep running to their managers for support. So you want to give them another person, a buddy, a mentor that they can turn to get help and support. And that's one of the ones that I've been most passionate, so excited about. I absolutely just love, and I'd love for you guys to embrace that as well. Again, it's in my latest book, The PMO Lifecycle, Building, Running, Shutting Down. But I think it's a really fun program and one you should set up as well. So in closing, PMOs are difficult to manage, they're difficult to build, they're difficult to run, but we can't forget about your people. The fourth P in the PMO is people, and if you don't really focus on your people, you are going to struggle to run a successful organization. I've been there, I've done that. It's very, very challenging, and I continue to come back to people. All right, so let's wrap up today. Remember, focusing on your people is not a luxury. It's a strategic imperative. You must do it to run a successful organization. By prioritizing the growth and development of your PMO team, they're going to be more invested in you, you're invested in them, and it's just going to bring goodness across the board, right? And so I can't stress that enough. Does that make sense? Okay, just a quick reminder, if you like these stories, you like these videos, like, subscribe, hit the little bell, definitely comment below. I'd love to understand what you're doing about people in your organization, and watch that next video. It'll be right there. Go watch that one on, again, on more PMO best practices and tips and tricks. And I'll thank you, and I'll see you online. Thanks.